total Brazilian production, and that our record at that time was 1.5 million barrels a day. And 64% comes from water depth above 400 meters. And only a small amount goes to onshore and water depth below 400 meters. If we look into the future, around 2005, we'll be producing almost 2 million barrels a day. And as you can see, the deep water share and ultra deep water share will represent around 70% of our total production. And if you look not only Brazil, but all over the world, you'll see that around 2010, Brazil will still have the greatest share from deep water, along with Angola and Nigeria. But most of our production will come from water depth above 400 meters. And just for looking some of our results here, we nowadays have drilled the deepest well in water depth of 2,787 meters, and we have all the previous world records for completion and production, being the last one, the Roncador number 8 well at 1,877 meters. To be able to cope with all this technology, we have at the company a program that we call ProCap 3000. It's a strategic in-house corporate program devoted to ultra-deep water exploitation systems. We develop our program focus in several of our fields. We're developing new technologies, but for Roncador, Marlim Sul, Marlim Leste, Albacora Leste, and for our future prospects of 3,000 meters, if we have a great surprise of a new field at 3,000 meters, we must look ahead and have already the solution in West Africa and Gulf of Mexico. And how are we organized? We have links with the Brazilian technological community. We're talking about manufacturers and universities. We have links with the government agencies of Brazil, like ANP, with the international technology community, companies, oil companies, industry also, and universities. And we always focus on the technology that we really need for our major developments. Just for you to have an idea, ProCap is expected to last 5 years, and our estimated budget is about $130 million. Okay? And we are working in several different areas like drilling, completion, artificial lift and boosting, flow assurance, subsea equipment, float production units, and mooring. And we have around nowadays 61 projects. I will talk mainly about some of the projects of our drilling and completion. The drilling completion is basically divided in 6 main areas. The first one, extended reach wells in ultra-deep water, design wells in ultra-deep water, high-rate production wells, drilling, well test evaluation and completion, light fluid and underbalance drilling, and intelligent completion in deep water. Every one of those programs has several sub-programs. Let's start with the extended reach wells. Many of you may say, well, extended reach wells is not a big secret. We have done 10 kilometers a departure from vertical in Wheat Farm here. Total has done some excellent wells in Patagonia. But what we'd like to remember, none of them has the conditions that we have, unconsolidated sandstones and unstable shales. This is a very hard task. We have been working with different expertise companies, service companies, and our research people. We have drilled 2 wells that we consider great technological advancements for us, and we are just starting to drill this 4,400 meters offset at water depth, 1,150 meters at the Marlim Sul field. Okay, we have some data here. The reservoir located 1,750 meters below the mud line, and we'll have a 500 meters of horizontal section. Now, talking about completion, here is the Roncador field that used to have the world completion record. We have a dynamically positioned FPSO at 2,000 meters of water depth, brand new developed drill pipe hyzer that brought a lot of improvements to our completion operations, reducing our time to almost a third. And we have a subsea Christmas tree with a piggyback tundra tree that in this case wasn't necessary because the well came up with more than we expected. It was 2,000 barrels per day, light and heavy oil, 1,850 meters water depth. Okay, and the main contributions to the oil industry from this Roncador early production systems was the subsea tree, designed for 2,000 meters water depth, compact design to allow installation by the Ceylan. You can see on your right the moon pool of the ship. The moon pool is really very small, and so we had to build a very compact area, very compact tree to be able to run it through the Ceylan moon pool. The drill pipe riser was the first concept developed for a DP FPSO riser designed to withstand strong currents up to 1,000 meters, enhanced control system incorporating several safety features to improve its reliability. That's the new generation of completion risers that we are using nowadays. In the FPSO designed to operate in 2,000 meters in the DP mode, and the derrick was upgraded for these loads. Looking in the Campos Basin, when I started in the company in 1981, we were drilling at 100, 200 meters of water depth, and the reservoir were around 3,200 meters. And nowadays, we are drilling 2,800, or most of the wells from 1,000 to 2,000, and the reservoir is still around 3,200 meters. This allows us, looking into all the wells that we have already drilled, how can we benefit from that? And we come up with what we call slender technology. We are upgrading, in other words, what we are doing, we are eliminating one of our casing strings. And this will allow us to reduce the size of the drilling riser, and who is used to work on a rig with a 21-inch drilling riser, if you reduce the riser to 15 inches, you are reducing the weight of the riser to a half. This means that you can push your rig to deeper water without spending money with the rig.